Hello yogis, thank you for joining us on the mat today. Today we're going to be doing a little more restorative yoga, more stretching and working out the kinks in our body. Most of us spend our days either in a vehicle or at a desk, and it's really bad on your back to stay in that position all day and then come home and do your chores. And so we really need to work out our back, our hips, our shoulders. All these things need to work together. Keep in mind, anytime we're doing a stretch or a pose, if you get into the pose and it starts to hurt, please back out of the pose to where it's comfortable. This is supposed to feel good. We're trying to help our bodies. We also need to realize we got to focus on our breath. Our breath is vital for life, obviously, but also for our minds and our overall health. Breath is what breathes all this beautiful oxygen into our bodies, our organs, and it just really helps us to get through the day. And we'll be posting some more stuff on here later on about some breath work. And but for now, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to meet in tabletop, and we're going to do a few cat-cow poses. And with cat-cow, you're going to work with the breath. You know. Breathe in, out, roll the back up, in, out, in. Remember to follow the breath. We'll do a few more of these. And come back to center. Stay in tabletop. Get recentered, situated. We'll do a balancing tabletop. We're going to start with our left hand and our right leg. We're going to reach our hands out, straight out and forward in front of us, like you're flying like Superman, but with just one arm. And then take your right leg, extend it back, toes pointed down. They don't have to be pointed down, but you also get a really good hamstring stretch the more you keep your ankles engaged. Remember to breathe. And last one. Back to tabletop. We're going to go with our right arm out. You ready? Begin. One more. Be back in center, tabletop. Now, knees as wide as a mat. Your big toes will be touching. We're going to ease back into our child's pose. Lay your forehead on the ground. Crawl your fingertips out as far as you can. Really open up those shoulders. Feel it on the side of your ribs. And breathe. Breathe in, feel your belly push against your thighs. And breathe out, you feel your tailbone rest down to your ankles or your feet. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Gently and easy. Come back up in the tabletop. Tuck your toes, push on up into plank position. Your hips about the height of your shoulders. Just sit here for a second and feel your body. Gently push your hips back for downward dog. You can walk it out a little bit if you like. Now just stay kind of static, a little still. Gently walk your feet up towards the front of the mat. I'm going to sit here in forward fold. Just relax your upper body. Let your arms hang. Or you can grab your elbows. All while breathing. We're going to come halfway up the shins, straighten the spine. Breathe in. Exhale, fall forward. Halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, fall forward. And we're going to tuck our knees, bend our knees, and roll our belly up. Roll one spine at a time, all the way up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Engage your glutes, lower your shoulders. This is not just a regular standing posture. You're actually engaged. By engaging your glutes, you're tightening your buttocks. And remember to breathe. I'm going to face the side of the mat. You might not be able to see me all the way because the video, I don't have it quite set up perfect. But this is going to be a palm tree pose. Your feet are going to be shoulders width apart. You take your fingers and interlace them on the top of your head. And when you reach your hands up in the sky, like this, you're going to raise your toes up also. So this is kind of a balancing on your toes. If you've got any issues with your toes or your ankles, your feet, you might want to just keep your feet planted firmly on the ground. But if not, and you can stretch up. Let's do 3 of these. Ready, begin. 3 breaths. Ease back down. Put your arms down by your side. Shake it out. Bring them back up to the top of your head. Interlace your fingers. One more time for palm tree. Raise your arms up. You want to try and get your biceps as close to your ears as you can. Feel your shoulders opening up. One more breath. Gently back down. Keep your hands on top of your head. We're going to go from palm tree to a swaying palm. It might be a little difficult for you to see how I have my hands because of the video, but just interlace your fingers. Place the palms of your hands on top of your head. This time we're going to reach our arms into the sky. We're going to stay flat on our feet. And to the left, you're going to bend over like a big palm swaying in the wind. And open that side up. Really feel that stretch on the side. And breathe. Breathe all your energy into that right side. Back to center. Keep your arms up. I'm really starting to tingle a little bit. But now we're going to go to the right. And sway over to the right for swaying palm. And breathe. One more good breath here. Breathe energy into that left side. Exhale back to center. Put your arms down. Relax. And shake them out. I'm going to face back to the front of our mat. I'm going to ease down into a standing forward fold. Breathe and relax. Breathe in halfway up the shins. Lengthen the spine. Eyes down. Exhale. Fall to the floor with your hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. Put your hands on the mat. Take your right foot, step it back. Put your knee on the ground. Your left foot, step it back. I'm going to lay down on our belly and go to Sphinx Pose. And take our elbows under our shoulders, our palms laying flat, our feet are untucked. And you sit here. Gaze forward or to the front of the mat. Feel your breath. This is the part that feels really good after you've been sitting in a vehicle or at a desk all day. If you're getting a good bit out of this stretch and you think you can go further, you can, but just be warned, just don't go too far. We can go into seal pose from this very position. All you do is straighten out your arms, but be wary of your lower back. And always remember to keep your glutes engaged on this. It helps protect your back. If you cannot do this, please just stay in this pose, what we have right here. Gently bring your elbows back to the mat. Stay in Sphinx Pose here for just a few more breaths. You want to shake it out a little bit, you can. Just keep your glutes engaged as much as possible. Relax back down to the mat, forehead on the mat. Take your palms, bring them down by your hips, your side. Face your palms facing the air. Just breathe and relax. Feel your belly push into the mat. We're going to go to Locust Pose. Raise your feet, your hands, your chest. Your gaze will be forward to the front of the mat, or forward. We're going to breathe with this. Ready? Breathe in. Exhale. In. Exhale. Exhale back to the mat. Relax. Take your hands, put them under your shoulders. Untuck your toes. The top of your feet laying flat on the mat. We're going to go into upward facing dog. If you got to keep your belly on the mat, that's fine. I like to keep everything in the air except for my hands and the tops of my feet. Ready, begin. This is a good core if you're able to get your hips up off the ground. And just breathe. If it's a little too much for you, just ease your hips to the ground. You can get a little deeper stretch like that. One more breath. From this pose, I'm going to ease back, tuck the toes, on the knees, come back. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Push your hips up and back. And feel that backbone, especially that lower backbone. You want to try and keep a nice straight line from your hands to your hips. It doesn't matter what your knees are doing. Keep them a little flexed. Try and engage your fingers into the mat. Takes a little pressure off your wrist. Breathe. Gently walk your feet towards your hands, slowly, easy. We're not trying to hurt anything, we're just trying to stretch. We're going to stay in a forward fold here. You can put your hands on the mat, your ankles, wherever you need. If you cannot keep your knees straight, I suggest you keep a little micro bend in them. You do not want to hyperextend anything. Breathe in halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. If your belly roll up through your spine, all the way up into Tadasana. And breathe. Engage your glutes. Lower your shoulders. I'm going to face the side of our mat. You're going to lengthen your feet out as wide as you can get them. I suggest, if your mat's a little slippery, find something that you could put on your feet. I like a pair of socks sometimes. Sometimes I can go barefooted. But you don't want your feet slipping. You need your feet a good, stable foundation. Sometimes you could take a nice little towel and put over it. We're going to go in a wide-legged forward fold. You want to keep your hips engaged. Keep them as far forward as you can. And then just gently ease over. And place your hands on the ground. Or like in forward fold, grab your elbows. If you have to keep a slight bend in your knee, please do. Just feel this good stretch, all while breathing. Halfway up, lengthen the spine. And gently take your hands, put them on your knees if you got to assist yourself to come all the way up. If not, when you're down, you're halfway up. Engage your hips and your core. Have your core help pick your body up. You'll feel it all in the back of your thighs, your calves. Gently walk your feet in. And turn facing the front of your mat again. Get back down to the floor, into tabletop. Untuck the toes, knees mat width apart. Touch your big toes together. And go into child's pose again. Lower your hips, extend your fingers out, like you're crawling up the mat as far as you can. You want to feel a good open on the side of your ribs, under your shoulders. And get your biceps as close to your ears as you can. And breathe in and feel your belly on your thighs. Exhale, feel your tailbone fall. And stay here for about 3 more breaths. Okay, gently ease your way back up into tabletop. Now, however you can, I'm going to switch around and get onto our sit bones. Keep your knees bent. Ease your way back down to the mat with your back on the mat. Get your feet up close to your hips to where your fingertips can either touch your heels or get close to touching your heels. We're going to go into bridge pose. We'll breathe in and really hold this and engage our heels into the mat when we go up. And remembering to breathe. You ready? Begin. Engage your glutes. Push your heels into the mat. Feel your thighs, your quads. Two more breaths. Exhale, back to the mat. Gently work your shoulders back upright. Get down to your sit bones and do a seated forward fold. If you need to, just take a chance here to relax your legs. You can bounce them up and down, get that feeling in them. When we do the seated forward fold, I suggest you keep a little bend in your knee. If you can't, that's fine. Begin. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, relax into the fold. You start to feel a little tingling in the bottom of your feet. That's a good thing. Okay, gently ease your way back up. Relax. Find your way to your back. This pose is called Eye of the Needle. I'm going to raise your right knee. Take your left ankle. Place it on your knee. Pick your right leg up. Take your arm and thread the needle. Grab the back of your thigh. Just gently. You can raise your leg, which is actually eye of the needle. You can just gently pull your thigh back towards your chest. Not too much, just what your body needs. Breathe into those hurting spots. This is a really good piriformis stretch for those of us seated all day. Gently ease your leg, your foot back to the mat. Set your left foot down. You take your right ankle, place it on your left knee. Raise your left leg in the air. Thread the needle and grab the back of your thigh. And remember to keep your toes pointed towards your head. This is what helps get you a really good hamstring stretch as well. If you have to keep it straight, that's fine. Remembering to breathe. Breathe that life-giving breath into the bad parts, into what hurts. You can actually focus all your energy into that. 2 more breaths. Gently ease your left foot back to the mat. Place your right foot on the mat. And then come up to your sit bones. Get yourself resituated. Work out your legs just a little bit. We're going to a supine, reclined spinal twist. Take your left leg, your left knee, raise it in the air. Bend it over to your right. Gently rest your right hand on your left knee, with your left arm facing out, looking over your hands, your left hand. If there's too much weight, put your right hand on your knee. Just relax where it is. You don't have to push it down. Try and keep your shoulders flat to the mat. And breathe. And stay here for 3 more breaths. Now, take your right hand, raise your knee back up to center. Place your feet back on the mat. Extend your feet, your legs. Raise your right knee up. Extend it over to your left side. Extend your right arm with your gaze, facing out past your right hand. Breathe and relax. Remember to keep your shoulders flat to the mat if you can. If you can't, you're too far into the twist. Just bring it up some. Three more gentle breaths. Lord, take your hands, help your knee back to center. Place your feet on the mat, extend your legs out. Find your way up to your sit bones. I'm going to do a spinal twist. A seated spinal twist, half spinal actually. Take your right foot, place it under your left thigh. Take your left foot, place it over your right knee. And take your right elbow. Place it right there on your knee. Your left hand to the back. And then just twist easy. When you breathe in, extend the spine. When you exhale, if you can get a little deeper into the twist, you can. If not, just stay where you're at. Two more breaths here. Gently raise your elbow, face your torso forward. Come out of your knee twist and folds. Take your left foot, place it under your right thigh. Take your your right foot, I'm sorry. Place it over your left knee. Left elbow onto the right knee. Right hand back. And breathe in, extend the spine. Exhale. Get a little deeper into the twist if you can. This is really good for your guts, your intestines, gets the body and everything to move. Twist your spine a little bit. Let some fluid back in there. 2 more breaths here. Gently take your elbow off your knee. Square your body around. Relax. On your way back to your mat, on your back. We're going to go into Shavasana, or corpse pose. Just sit here and relax any way you can. I like to face my palms in the air and just relax, melt into the mat. And breathe gentle. Feel your breath as you breathe in and your chest rises. Exhale, belly falls to the floor. Remember to always go back to your breath anytime during the day. And bring your hands up to your heart. And thank yourself for showing up to the mat today. Namaste. If you'd like to continue and lay here, relax and breathe, continue to do so. And the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you.